The celebration you are seeing can begin in any rice field or rainforest in South Vietnam. There, history is witness to a classic example of today's warfare, aggressive subversion of a country by its neighbor. The village of Tam Kỳ, Vietnam, is a festive place today. The Chieu Hoi program, the open arms answer to the war in Vietnam, has paid off. A North Vietnamese Army Captain has come over to our side, bringing with him not only arms and ammunition, but hope for the people of South Vietnam. Some people are persuaded to join this aggression. Discontent and the wish for a better life are exploited by hostile voices and actions from the North. Winning these people back to help build a new nation while preserving the best from the past is the aim of the Chieu Hoi program. The road to freedom for many insurgents is through surrender. He will live to become a loyal rallier to the Republic instead of a threat to the nation. Under the Chieu Hoi program, 50,000 insurgents have returned and have been rehabilitated. To have removed this formidable threat under combat conditions would have taken more than 9,000 American lives alone. After an enemy surrenders, he or she is taken to an interrogation center. There, he is asked to voluntarily furnish information about the enemy's immediate tactical situation. Such information has proved extremely helpful in military operations. Whether information is furnished or not, strict policy from Saigon guarantees safety and good treatment for all.
Vì lý do gì và trường hợp nào anh Hoi Chanh ở đây?
Thưa anh, là tôi đi theo cộng sản như vậy là 16 năm.
Anh sinh ở đâu?
Further information concerning family, background, skills and trades, appraisal of life with the Viet Cong, reasons for rallying, and other pertinent information is obtained. The rallier's new identification papers do not reflect his former status as an insurgent.
Thời kỳ năm 1948 thì tôi đã gia nhập vào quân đội gọi là Việt Minh.
The goals and aspirations of the legal government are fully explained. Freedom of the individual and his opportunity to lead his life as he sees fit, so that the nation and its people can determine their own destiny.
Mà đối tượng là thực hiện cuộc canh tân trong liên tục lịch sử để giải phóng quốc gia và giải phóng con người. Ba nguyên lý chỉ đạo chính sách đại đoàn kết dân tộc là dân tộc, dân hòa, dân tiến. Trước hết, lấy tình máu mủ xóa bỏ hận thù, nguyên lý dân tộc.
The guiding principle is peace, harmony, and progress, and to erase old hatreds. The aim is to unite the people of Vietnam into a cohesive group in order to protect the country and the spiritual heritage left by their ancestors, to end the struggle, and to maintain progress with the rest of the 20th century world. A civilian advisor from the Philippines has interpreted Chieu Hoi as an effort of the legitimate government of South Vietnam to prevail upon all to join in the process of nation building. New ways of doing things occasionally replace the ancient ways. This process of nation building starts in the hamlet, at the grassroots level of government, where the Hoi Chanhs may now once again, in peace, work at the crafts and methods that have been handed down from father to son. Instead of the ancestral rice fields of the hamlets, some of the Hoi Chanh choose to live and work in the hustle and bustle of the more populous villages. In this new home, the Hoi Chanh raises much of his own food crops and livestock. To some of these visiting Marines, the farm atmosphere is a familiar sight. An opportunity to learn a new trade is a prime incentive for a former enemy. Insurgents thus won over will again become useful, contributing citizens of the Republic of South Vietnam. Many of the former enemy, including soldiers of the Army of North Vietnam, choose to join in the government's counterinsurgency efforts. Lightly armed, they travel from village to village, relating their experiences on both sides. This technique has proved particularly effective because the people get first-hand evidence of what life is really like with the VC, as compared to life for those who have rallied to the South Vietnamese government. They often assist in local military operations. Marine Captain Bill McIntyre made good use of their knowledge of the elusive infrastructure and techniques of the VC.
Mr. Chieu, the division has assigned us a mission to go in just below Phu Bai, sir. There have been a number of kidnappings in this area, and they would like the APT to contact the people living in this area and see if we can establish why the VC are attempting this upgrade of assassinations and kidnappings.
Assassination, kidnapping, terror are the weapons employed by the enemy callously and indiscriminately. A tragic mark of the success of South Vietnam's pacification efforts, of which Chieu Hoi is a part, is seen by the ferocity of retaliation by the Viet Cong against those who wish to choose the legitimate government. Sometimes an entire village is leveled, its people slaughtered. After receiving permission from the province chief for some of the ralliers to assist him, Captain McIntyre started his mission. These ralliers would at the same time try to reinforce the villagers' complete support for the Saigon government. They would ask the villagers to divulge any VC activities in their area. And here is what it's all about. The last arc of the cycle that must be completed before peace can come to Vietnam. The people must know they can trust their legitimate government in order for them to properly support it.
All right, Mr. Chieu. We're right here now. There is the school. There is the pagoda. I want to go out in this direction and then up into this hamlet. Once we get into the hamlet, I would like the people rallied in this hamlet. I want you to talk to them about these kidnappings and assassinations. And I want to explain to the people that to help the people, they must help us, both me and the Vietnamese. All right?
Yeah.
Get the radio. All right, let's move on.
One rallier proves invaluable in helping to avoid the ever-present booby traps laid down by the enemy.
Come. Wait. All right, this is the house I want to use right here. Hoi Chanh? Ready? People?
Tất cả anh em Hoi Chanh ơi, chuẩn bị để đi quanh các cái vùng này để mời đồng bào lại đây và hỏi tình hình cũng như có các bạn Hoa Kỳ về đây để nói chuyện cùng đồng bào rõ đó. Tất cả anh em đi.
They hear from both sides of the benefits of each. They are torn between both. Possibly they know in their hearts that it is only the legitimate government they should follow. Yet they are forced to endure the terror of those who are little more than roving bandits engaged in a historic exercise of gang warfare. Those who claim that the fruits of 20th century technology, industry, and agriculture can be won only with a gun barrel.
Cái vấn đề mà tôi nói vừa qua đó, thực ra tôi
Hopefully, by listening to those who have lived on both sides of this strange war, they will make a firm choice for the legitimate government.
Việt Nam Cộng Hòa đã từng thì giúp cho đồng bào, ví dụ như đào giếng hay là bất hoặc là giúp cho những đồng bào trong hoàn cảnh đừng còn khó khăn về mặt kinh tế, cũng như hoàn cảnh gia đình có con em đau.
And the people want only peace. The chance to lead their lives as they see fit. The chance to leave a heritage and future for their children.
Mà chắc có lẽ đồng bào cũng đã thấy rõ cái vấn đề mà Hoa Kỳ cũng như là cái chính phủ của Việt Nam Cộng Hòa đã từng tùy giúp cho đồng bào, ví dụ như đào giếng hay là bất hoặc là giúp cho những đồng bào trong hoàn cảnh đừng còn khó khăn về mặt kinh tế cũng như hoàn cảnh gia đình có.
By cultivating their trust, securing their villages, and improving their lives, the government of South Vietnam hopes to win the people's total allegiance. Chieu Hoi is one of the many efforts to prove the government's sincerity to those objectives.
Thấy rõ cái vấn đề mà Hoa Kỳ cũng như là cái chính phủ của Việt Nam Cộng Hòa đã từng tùy giúp cho đồng bào, ví dụ như đào giếng hay là bất hoặc là giúp cho những đồng bào trong hoàn cảnh.
In 1967, over 20,000 Viet Cong and members of the North Vietnam Army joined Chieu Hoi and the legitimate government. Although the number of returnees rallying to the government of Vietnam under the Chieu Hoi program is down from last year, the caliber of returnees has improved. The percentage of military personnel of NCO through field grade rank with Viet Cong or North Vietnam units who rallied during the first quarter of 1968 is 2.5 times greater than last year's first quarter returnees. The higher-ranking military ralliers are providing valuable information to the government of Vietnam and its allies, particularly with regard to enemy locations, arms caches, the morale of the Viet Cong, North Vietnamese Army troops, and infiltration channels. Also, the government of Vietnam and allies are learning to make more effective use of Hoi Chanh.